Obstacles are placed in our way to see if we're willing to earn our victory. My friends, each and every day, 10 to 15 minutes, what is the obstacle? The obstacle is you finding the time to do it, committing yourself daily. If you'll commit yourself daily to this endeavor, it doesn't have to be a lot of time, but it has to be 10 to 15 minutes. Every day, you need to follow these markets. As you work through this, as you learn this, be patient with yourself, but not if you're skipping days. You have to do the work each and every day. It's like learning to play a musical instrument, learning a skill, whatever it is, you've got to put the time in. And 15 minutes a day is enough, but you got to do it each and every day. I just encourage you. I will be releasing Charting Cryptos, Commodities, and Currencies. That'll be released after I finish recording today's program and post it. Please take a listen, a watch of that over the weekend. Think it'll help you a lot. And of course, a great training attached to today's programming. It's about maximizing your success with average true range. Help you understand how we use that. We actually use, you can see the average true range is here on the 2-day chart. That is because when we have what we'd call a weekly vertical crossover, that is a change in trend going from red to green or green to red. And remember, on the S&P 500, the inverse fund that goes up when the S&P goes down. So when you start seeing red candles, you switch over to SH, not SPY, but SH. What is that? That's a good thing for you to practice. You can see as the S&P's been going up, SH has been grinding down. But when the S&P went down and turned over, going down, this turned over going up. So again, something for you to practice both ways, no matter which way the market is going. But average true range is what you use on the 2-day chart to set your profit and your loss band. Very important. Telling me I got to plug my computer in here. But it's very important that you learn how to set those profit and loss bands using ATR. And what do we use? We use this little short and long position. It allows you the ability to set your profit and loss band on the chart so that you are able to capture the return. And again, if you lose one ATR, you're absolutely out. Most of the time, you'll be getting out way before that. But if you trigger that, you're absolutely out. When you hit one ATR up from this 2-day chart on the weekly chart, you can sell one of your, maybe half of your position. You can sell the whole thing out if you want. But I like to let the rest of it ride so that I do lock in some profit and I'll let the rest of it ride and I just follow that trend until the end. Let's jump into these charts. Everything but Bitcoin down for the day. Let's first look at the S&P 500. Great week for us. Things just zooming up. We hit a high during the week of 443.90. Could you have cashed out then if you jumped in either that first or second week of the move? Yeah, you could have cashed out all sorts of places before then. But we see the move is still going. Now, we haven't, on this first day of this latest 2-day candle, we haven't hit the high that we hit on the Wednesday-Thursday candle, but we do see things were moving up in the morning and then pairing off some in the afternoon. And again, was down for the day 0.71%, but after a stellar week, we can see on the 2-day chart, things are decently above the weekly trend line and well above it on the half-day chart. Beautiful. Let's go from the S&P 500 to the NASDAQ 100. What do we see going on there? Well, on the NASDAQ 100, down a little bit less than the S&P, 0.63%, but a great week for the S&P overall, hitting a high of 372.85. Our jumping in point, first week, the high would have been 309. Second week, 315. Oh, is that just not beautiful? Since what, the end of May, mid-May to the mid-May. So I'm sorry, not mid-May, mid-March. So beautiful. We're decently above on the 2-day chart, above the weekly trend line and well above it on the half-day chart. And again, remember, we use the weekly trend line. We get to see sort of where things are in the midterm chart and in the short-term chart. This is our long-term chart. We're trading off the weekly chart. Why the weekly chart? Because we're going for dollars or tens of dollars. We're not going for nickels on a short chart. I don't like short charts. You know what you're trading on short charts? You're trading on market inefficiencies, people not understanding what something's worth, the market not figuring it out. And of course, as we have more and more artificial intelligence, quants, all this other deep, dark money pools trading, makes it harder and harder. But if you go with the trend, my friend, the big trend, it is your friend in the long term. That's why I like it. Okay, let's move from there to 20-year bonds. Now, they were down some for the day, 0.39%. We can see down in the morning a good bit more, short itself up a little in the afternoon. Nonetheless, we did end up with a green candle for the week. Now, what does that mean? It means you could have pulled the trade today and you're done with it. You jumped in at a decent getting in point. You jumped out, took your profit, and you're out. That's fine. Not a problem with that. If maybe you wanted to see if it's going to go any further, maybe you sell half your position here and let the rest of it ride. Maybe you stay in. These are the things that you need to practice. This is what I'm talking about. If you're not getting into these practice trades and you're not paying attention, doing your practice trade, and again, there's plenty of, brokers, online brokers that give you the ability to practice trade. You can do that. Of course, what we recommend as you get further along in this, look at what does one share of TLT cost? About $100. If you buy one share of TLT and you lose 20%, what does that mean to you? You lost $20 out of your pocket. You don't go in there and buy 10,000 shares. You don't go in there and spend $20,000 and then lose 20% of that. Who wants to have those kinds of losses? A $4,000 loss on $20,000? Not a good idea. You won't be hanging around very long learning. Now, once you get good, it's up to you to do whatever you want with your own money. But I encourage either paper trading or what we call fractional trading. And in fact, I'm going to put that at the end of today's video, our little training on that, so you understand more of what I'm talking about. I'm not going to teach the whole thing here. But what that does for you is you're actually buying a share or a portion of a share if they're more than $100. You have a fractional amount. And then what happens? Well, you get to buy it. You get to understand the difference between bid and ask, whether something's liquid or not. You get to see how that position does throughout it. You take it serious. You pay attention to it, and you have a little bit of scratch in the trade there, a little bit of money in there, but nothing that's going to hurt you. But you learn how to set your good till canceled sell order at the ATR, whatever you've determined, your sell point is going to be for maybe the whole thing. Maybe that's what you do to start with. Maybe you let it ride a little further. Maybe you do 2 ATRs. But this is where you develop your own strategies and your own way of doing things. Yes, we have rules for you to follow, but we want you to develop your own personality to how you trade, what you feel good about, and specifically own particular charts. You trade different charts, different ETFs and stocks, different ways because they move differently. I say it's like your children. They're all from you, but they have their own personalities and they're a little different. So you don't treat them the same way. So that is where we are. We can see that we pushed up through on the 2-day chart. We've pushed up through the weekly trend line. Same on the half day. That really happened at the end of the day on Wednesday and then jamming up on Thursday, then down a little bit on Friday. Let's go to gold. Down just a little bit, 0.15%. Still negative for the week. Things are still, but again, we're paying close attention. We can see the 2-day sitting right on the weekly trend line. The half-day pushed through it, pulled back a little bit at the end of the day, but still above it. So we're watching gold. Bitcoin up for the day, 0.96%. Now you can see where, there we go. It's at we're going to have to squeeze this in so you can see. Okay, still below on the half-day. And again, got a down week here. 2-day is below the weekly trend line, half-day well below it. So we're keeping an eye on things. I still want to keep seeing Bitcoin pull back further and further and help itself get reset so that when it does go up, It's clear and clean. I don't like these green candles sticking out right here. I'd rather that be a doji. I'd rather not see that at all. But again, we want a chart, as I say over and over again, that looks like the S&P moves up and down, just cleanly. That's what we want. We don't want jerky charts that keep us out. We don't want to see things where it bumps up right here. Now, this is over a year ago, bumped up and then rolled back over. However, we did have opportunities in both these areas to make potential profits. Even though it bumped up, it didn't bump enough to take us out of our profit. And after it bumped up and went down, we still had a point to jump in and make a good practice trade, even when it started slipping sideways after that big down, which was telling us a lot with that high volume. So anyway, again, we want good charts. That's what we're hoping will develop over time on Bitcoin so that we can trade it. If it's not chartable, it's not tradable for us. We're not interested in it. You're just gambling. I don't want to gamble. I want to be the house. I want to have all of the advantages to me. That's it, friends. God bless. We love to hear from you. We so appreciate all of you who support us. Please share what we do with other people. Subscribe if you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel. Become a Patreon sponsor. First thing you get when you sign up at any of the 3 levels is you get Options Made Simple, the Charting Wealth Way, a 3-part series. Plus you get every week, you get the Charting Cryptos and Commodities and Currencies early. You get the 3-wave trades, which are my curated ETFs, liquid ETFs and stocks that we look at every week. And I give you hints on those for you to practice trade. And then, of course, you also get the up to 20 weekly vertical crossovers. God bless, my friends. All the best from the whole team at Charting Wealth World Headquarters.